All right, guys, welcome to the channel. This is Chase with Morrison Property Inspections, located in beautiful Boise, Idaho. And today we're talking about the ultimate buyer's checklist. So if you're looking to buy a home, you want to listen to this information. These are the questions you want to be asking your real estate agent before you make a purchase. Now, a lot of the stuff we're going to be uncovering today is going to be included in your inspection report. And remember, don't skip inspections. Get your home inspection done. It's the best investment you can make before moving into a home. But again, these are quality questions that you can be asking your realtor. That way it's going to save you time and give you the most information possible as you're deciding to put an offer in a home. So with that being said, let's go. All right, guys, the frame of thinking I want you guys to get into is the age of the home versus the age of the systems in the home. What do I mean by that? And a very easy example would be the age of the roof. Now, if you're buying a house that's built in the year 2000, well, we're coming up on 2026 here in just a few days. And that means that roof is likely going to be the original roof on the house, and it's going to be at the near or end of its service life. Now, this is giving an example of an asphalt shingle roof. Asphalt shingle roofs are 25 to 30-year materials. In most cases, there are different materials out there that are rated for longer or for less. But in Boise, Idaho, at least, 25 to 30 materials with proper maintenance. So if I know I'm buying a house with a 25-year roof on it, well, I probably have to budget for a roof replacement in the next 5 to 10 years, more than likely. And with that in consideration, with insurance company nowadays, hiking up premiums and not covering a lot of different types of replacements now, depending upon what state you're in, the list goes on in terms of the consequences to having a roof at the end of its service life. Now, if you plan on replacing the roof right after you move in, that's great. I hope you have the budget for that. But if you're not looking for that expensive fix, this is something to definitely take into consideration. Now, that's an easy example, is the roof. Definitely want to ask that question to your realtor. Now, beyond the roof, I want you guys to think about the plumbing system. Now, where does damage occur the most in houses? If you ask any restoration company, it's going to be water. Water is a son of a gun. It causes damage in your bathrooms, in your kitchens, from your roof into your attic space leading into the house, from the exterior sidewalls into your home, into your foundation. Water, and more than likely, and I don't personally have the stats, but more than likely it's probably one of the biggest factors of damage in any home across the United States. So knowing your plumbing system is an important part of this. Now, if your house is built, for instance, in 1950, well, in 1950, they use different types of materials for your plumbing system than they do in current modern day new builds. So 1950 house, at least in my area, more than likely it's plumbed originally with galvanized water supply piping and cast iron drain piping. Now, those materials are beyond their estimated service life. Anytime I see galvanized water piping or cast iron drain piping, I'm recommending a plumber to come out and take a further evaluation of the system, because those systems are prone to leak, prone to corrosion, and have a laundry list of issues with them, especially given the age of them. Materials are not meant to last forever, so people need to be updating these systems throughout the years as they live in the home. But as we know as homeowners, things are expensive, life is expensive, a lot of these updates get pushed aside, and it's easier to sell the house rather than making all these maintenance items fixed beforehand. So that's an awesome question to ask. Water supply piping and drain piping materials built in the house. And a quick tip, when you're walking through a house, or maybe your realtor showing you a house, go open up underneath the sinks and go look around the base of the toilets. If there were previous water issues or leak issues, the bottom of the cabinets are going to show, and they're going to tell you the story that you're looking for. So that's a quick tip for you guys. Next up, I want you guys to think about the HVAC system. HVAC is heating, ventilation, air conditioning. So that's going to be your furnace, more than likely in your garage, attic, or sometimes in your crawl space, or maybe an interior closet. And then your AC condenser, which majority of times, at least in my area, are located on the exterior, on the sides of one of the houses. Now, quick tip for you guys. Most of these systems have a label on it with a serial number, not model number, but serial number. Take a photo of that serial number when you're walking through the house for the first time. Now, go onto Google, go on to ChatGPT, or find your resources, type in the serial number and the manufacturer of that system, which more times than not, it's going to be located on the condenser or on the furnace itself. Popular brands are Carrier, Trane, York. There's Amana, there's a ton of them. Type in the manufacturer's name and the serial number, and it'll likely pull up the age of the unit for you if you ask the question correctly. If you don't know how to do that, drop a comment. Happy to give you a resource that explains all that very easily. But on the HVAC system, HVAC systems with proper maintenance can last actually quite a long time. Furnaces that are 50 years old and they're still heating the house up perfectly fine. Now, as a home inspector, although it may be heating the house perfectly fine now, they are beyond their service life if they're that old. So I'm still going to recommend a HVAC contractor to come take a further look at it, eval, and maybe provide a quote for a replacement. HVAC systems are not cheap. So before you move into a house, especially if you're dealing with areas like here where we have colder winters, clearly I'm in a jacket now, you're going to want to make sure that your furnace is working before you head into wintertime and that your AC is working before you head into summertime. So a really good question to ask. And then next up, I want to talk about the exterior of the house. Now, this list can go on I could talk for probably another hour or two on things to look for, but we're going to try to keep it short for you guys today. But talking about the exterior of the house, ask when the last time the house has been painted. Now, most painting contractors will tell you to paint your home every 8 to 10, 8 to 12 years. And depending upon the type of house you have, the type of exterior that you have, the maintenance varies. So I'm giving you general numbers here, but when you're looking at a house, you want to get the exact material type and figure out when was this house last painted, because worn paint can create other issues for your house in terms of its exterior waterproofing and just making sure that things aren't deteriorating earlier than they need to be. And if your house is a 2000 build and they've never painted it before, well, you might be due for a paint job after you move in, which in most cases can cost $3, $4, $5+ thousand, depending upon the size of your house. It could get very expensive if you have a larger house and the type of paint that's required for the specific materials. So it's a good question to ask. When was the last time the house has been painted? So food for thought there. And then one last tip I want to give you guys that most people never ever do when they're walking through a house for the first time with a real estate agent is go and test the windows. Open and close the windows. Windows are not cheap, as we all know. And if you had to replace windows before, you're aware of that. A whole window system across an entire house can be thousands and thousands of dollars. And a lot of homeowners tend to only use maybe a couple windows in their house. Rarely are all the windows being open and closed throughout the year where you're keeping the springs active and not freezing up on you or causing issues. And so if you have noisy springs, that might just be a handyman fix. But if the windows have other issues, you may be looking at replacements, and those are not cheap. And most people don't even think about that when they're walking through a house. That's what I got for you guys today. Those are a few quick tips. Now I have a laundry list of items I'm going to continue to cover on future episodes. But if you're looking to buy or sell your house, these are things to consider, either updating if you're selling it, or if you're buying it, ask the question to the real estate agent and hire a professional home inspection company after you make the offer on the house if you choose to move forward. Do not skip inspections. One of the best investments you can make. In most areas, the average cost for an inspection, at least in the Boise, Idaho area, is about $500, depending upon the size of the house. $500 inspection can save you tens of thousands of dollars in potential repairs. So don't skip inspection, guys. Ask your realtor these questions and be educated to make a smart decision and investment for you and your family.